Hello, good evening, Stampers. It is Nemi Batstone here, coming to you from my crafting studio in Cooks Creek, Manitoba. Um, it's been a long time and a very busy season for me, I guess, or year. And I'm happy to be back again. Tonight is a big day. I know it's 7 o'clock here in Winnipeg, and I believe the Blue Jays start their World Series today. So I'm going to try not to take up too much time for those of you that are watching, and those of you that are not into baseball, welcome. So yesterday I had my cancer care fundraiser. So Stampin' Up! Every year puts out a new stamp set in support of cancer, and it is the Love and Courage one. And currently it's on back order, but the fun thing is you can log into your profile, click on it, and it'll say unavailable. However, you'll see a little check mark box that says that you can click now and put your email address. So as soon as it becomes available, it'll notify you and tell you, hey, it's back in stock. So that is, so if you want the stamp set, which is like, I think it's like $28, it's very reasonable and so much fun to work with. But normally I always give a tutorial as well as like a digital copy, and I usually print it out, but I didn't have time because we got back late from PEI, and then it's like total catch up, right? So it's been a little hectic. And then on top of that, I still haven't put back my room from retreat because literally retreat came a week later, I left. So it was a little crazy. So I'm just going to make sure that I have volume here, and I do. And if I can see your comments, that's great. So if you're here, comment or give me a thumbs up or a like or anything like that. So Canada Post as well is back in business. So that's fantastic. So I can get things out. I'm a little behind on my Let's Get Crafty Club, which is my monthly subscription. So that I will be working on this weekend in between family visiting and and volleyball tournaments. Like, I literally came back from PEI going, thank goodness we can finally relax and do a lighter season of soccer. And my kids, both of them, are like, oh, I have volleyball. Oh, I have volleyball tournament. Oh, I have. So every weekend we've been at a volleyball tournament. One of us, mostly me for some reason. Oh, because the other kid has soccer. So it's been a little hectic. Anyway, again, this weekend, both boys have soccer. So I'm going to Wilkes tomorrow, and my husband's going to Valley Garden area. So it's nuts. Okay, but I've managed to figure out my schedule. So it's going to be a little messy, but my plan should still hold out only because December is a little crazy, but I have a lot of fun stuff, cookies, cards, and more. And it's still a go every third Wednesday, but in November, second Wednesday now. So November 12th is cookies and cards. I've got a couple home parties in November, so it's kind of switching up my schedule. Craft Along will be on the 18th. And as well as the 15th, I don't miss that deadline. I'm also collaborating with Janet Gerard at the Swallows Nest in Eli, and we're putting on a Christmas card buffet November 8th. That one has got plenty of space and would love to see you there. She's also hosting a retreat for 2 days, the 22nd and 23rd, if you haven't registered for that as well. And then in end of November, I'm also going to have a December daily workshop. So it's going to consist of 3 scrapbook pages full, and then 3 scrapbook layouts, plus a December daily where you can add everything in each. I've been wanting to do one, and I'm happy to do one this year. So I'm looking forward to that. And then things kind of shift a little in December because I want to take the last 2 weeks off. So December 22nd to the 31st. I'll be popping in for Facebook Lives here and there, but that's about it. No classes or anything. So things will shift a little. So cookies and cards and more will be on the 17th. And then my craft along will be on the 14th. And then I'm starting a new scrapbooking club. So I wanted to do an intro to that on December 7th virtually. So you can tell me if you'd like to participate in person or if you'd rather participate virtually in that one. So anyways, lots going on, lots going on. So let me flip the camera and let's create 4 cards so that you can go and watch the Blue Jays after this. So let me, there we go. And then I'm just gonna try and pop this in. It's been a while, making sure things are straight. And of course, I've got a huge delay. Still trying to fix that, which is really, I don't know what else to do. Even, we got Valley Fiber, but it doesn't seem to be very fiber. Very Valley. It's Valley though, right? Because I don't get very good Wi-Fi. So, okay, here's my crazy schedule. Let's get some things out of the way. So I was like working, here's my November. It's a little hectic. So again, Janet's event, cookies and cards. I'm not too sure. My husband was asking me what kind of cookies should I make. So I need to know what kind of cookies to make for the 12th. Hello, Christine. Thanks for watching me live. And are you watching the Blue Jays on the side? Let's Get Crafty Club will go out, and it is featuring. Where is it? It's going to feature homemade treats, because it kind of coincides with that. And then Craft Along, I had to shift because I have a home party to do. And then I'm fitting in another home party in there. I'm still just confirming the date. And then the 29th is going to be my December daily. So, yeah. And then, of course, December gets a little cray cray as well. So, between soccer and band concerts, yada, yada, yada. So, life is hectic as always. Just when you think things could slow down. So yesterday we made 4 cards and I didn't do a tutorial, so I said I was going to do a video. Although we made all 4 already. Um, so, and I had an extra kit, so I thought I would share it. So here, let me show you the cards. So we did a fun fold, and I showed it 2 different ways using right markers and then another way. Oh, I think this one was right markers. And then another way using a dabber. And then we did a pink one. So, cancer comes in different colors, right? Purple for lung cancer. I believe it's white with purple. So, my aunt is currently been diagnosed, which is my dad's sister. So, I lost my mom in January, and now my aunt is sick with cancer. So, it's been a little rough, and that's why I've also been very busy. I've been trying to find more time to go there. Burgundy, I believe it's skin cancer. So there's a whole list of them, and of course every different month. So I kind of personalize these based on people I know who have who have had cancer, survived from cancer, unfortunately lost their life due to cancer, and yeah, so it's a little precious. I think I might start crying, so I'm gonna stop because I can feel myself getting all teary-eyed. And we're just gonna create. Okay, so this card here, we're gonna start with the blue one. And this one was my only fun fold that I did because we played 4 games of bingo too. So that was took up a lot of that takes up part of the time. And I didn't want everyone to be there for 20 hours. So this is a standard Z fold. So normally a Z fold will go this way, right? But I'm gonna just move up a bit. I feel like I'm a little too close, but I'm trying to get the shadows out of the way as well. So instead we flipped it. Now you could also do Z folds this way. Like there's so many different ways, but either way it's a standard Z fold, and it fits inside here just like that. But and sometimes you can do what's the other one? Uh, I guess it would be reverse. So you could do it this way as well, and then when it opens up, it pops um, your your um your sentiment will pop this way, I believe. Okay, it's slightly different. It would end up going like, oh, I need one more fold. That's why. Okay, ignore that. What? Scrap. So this goes like this, and then we have our fun fold that our little circle that sits here. So let's build this up. So the first thing I did was remind everybody. So, and this is a 1/4 inch shorter all around. So you kind of want to figure out where your center is. And then all I'm going to do is just use some removable tape and just hold it in place for a sec. Or you can use a post-it note, whichever. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put my sentiment here in the middle and make sure it shows through the circle. So when I pull this out and if I close this, I can see that. So we're going to bring in our blueberry bushel. And then on this one, we used this, and then you can pick whichever sentiment you want on the inside. Now, if you have last year's, this works great with last year's set as well. We were saying in bingo yesterday how the two of them actually kind of work really well together. So we were like, oh yeah, we should combine them. So I should have did that too. But I don't want to go looking for it right now. So, okay. So we're gonna grab this and we're just gonna take blue. So this one is a cling stamp, so it's a rubber stamp, so I don't need a mat or anything. And I'm just gonna try and place that in the center. Can't get my head in there, so hopefully I'm there. Now the reason why I told everybody, oh, to make sure you do your ribbon first, because then you'll know how much space you have left for your sentiment, right? So, and just gonna add some ink to that. And then this one says, friends don't let friends fight cancer alone. There we go. Okay, so now we know roughly that's where that goes perfectly. So the reason why I also didn't glue it down is because if I made a mistake and I don't like it, then I can flip it over and redo it, right? Now it didn't sound very well, so I'm going to take my blueberry bushel dark blend. I missed a few little spots, so I'm just going to take my blend and where I see some white, I'm just going to dot it. Have you done this trick before? So this is a trick where, so you don't have to re-stamp it, but if you take your dark blending pen marker and go over it, just be careful because it will bleed, then it'll hide any of those mistakes you may have. Doesn't work so well on font because it's too thick. And then that goes there. Okay, so all we have left is to put this together. So we're just going to add our adhesive. So yes, and so I do have to do quite a few video recordings because there were nights where I wanted to come in on a Monday and then Benjamin got like extra extra soccer practice sessions, which was of course overlapping from Bishop's soccer sessions. So then, I'm stuck going, and plus it was national, so had to prepare for national, so I had to be there to answer questions, get things ready for our trip, collect money, yada yada yada. I'm missing a piece. And so it was a little hectic. There's supposed to be oh right. There's supposed to be a front piece on here, and I just remembered. I gave it um to one of the registered guests because she made a boo-boo on hers. So let's do that. So good thing I have scraps sitting here. And this should be about there. Yep, it's the right size. Okay, so you'll get to see a little bit in action. So it's kind of boring and plain. So what we're going to do is add this here on top. So normally what I would do and what Barb did for us, because she prepped, is you just literally run both of these together at the same time. But since I already have a circle and I kind of know where it goes, I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a circle there, like so. And I just realized that all my stuff is still packed from yesterday and in the garage. But did you know? Is it this one? Nope, it's the other one. Where is it? Ornamental Christmas. That's it. Ornamental Christmas comes with a 3-inch circle. So what we're going to do is use that 3-inch circle to cut this one out. I think it's going to be smaller, actually. Let me just double check. Otherwise, I gotta run to the garage. Yeah, it's slightly smaller. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, that's not gonna work because it's gonna be misaligned. Give me 1 second. Okay. If we don't have the same matching circle or opening, then what happens is you can't get your shape. Oh, ladybugs. You can't get your shape in there. Okay. Sorry about that. So now you know there's a 3-inch circle, but it's not going to work. So we're going to use this one, which is the exact same one. And I'm just gonna line it up. Make sure I'm good. I hope. Let's just see. Oh, it's so much harder when it's after I glued that on. Not harder, I shouldn't say. It just adds a little bit of complexity. So I'm gonna stick these two together, and then I'm gonna insert this so it fits right in my circle here. I think it does. Yeah, no, maybe so. No, no, it doesn't. Okay, but I can see it. It's just hard to see because it's on glue. Sorry. I'm just trying to line it up. Then what I can do is I can just trim it if I'm slightly off. Okay, so I'm going to run it through my emboss and cut machine. I don't want to bring it into the picture and make space. I guess I could. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through over here to the side. Sorry, I don't have a dual camera, so you can't see me working on the other side here. But I did. Let's see. So there we go. Now you can save this circle for another project, of course, as always. Okay, and then we'll stick that back in its case so I don't lose it, because I will lose it. Give my card back over. Okay, so now this is going to fit here. And I'm slightly off. I am slightly off, so I'm going to trim it a bit. But before I do that, I'm going to run it one more time. Yeah, this is why you want to do it right on top, because I'm like really off. I've got almost like a full 1/4 inch on one side. So we're going to take our embossing folder, which is also in the box that I gave to her because she did all my cutting for me. Oh, there it is. And this one is the pressed flowers. But what we're doing is we're going backwards and we're going to line that up so that the pressed flowers go all the way around. Now this is a card that I cased from, I can't remember her name, but I think it's like Sunny Stampin or something like that. I apologize, I should write those things down. Anyway, her card was very similar to this. I made just a couple tweaks, but hers was, it was inspired by her. Now we have that. So we're going to have to trim it because I know it doesn't align properly. So what I mean by align properly is it's too thick there, and here I probably have to cut off 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch and then another 1/4 there. Okay. So while that's happening, we're going to do our other stem, and that is the big one. So you needed a big block for this one. Make sure I keep my stuff organized. And so we are using block E because he's pretty big. And then we're just going to take our blueberry bushel. Now, on this one, I did do a yellow center. So a little neat trick that I think it was Cindy, while we were there, they're like, how did you keep that center? So you can use your right markers and color it in, which is what I did with this one here. And I colored it in so that I could get that texture. And then for this one here, I cleaned out the middle. So let's try doing that. Now, but what she did was she actually took because we just got these yesterday, so it was part of everyone's registration fee. She actually put the piece of uh, cover or whatever on here and stuck it in there to cover up the shape. So I was like, oh, that's genius actually. So I'm just gonna cut around this. This is just removable tape, and I'm gonna try and make it fit in there. It was just an idea she had. Now it works a lot better than wiping. And I was like, you're so smart, Cindy. So we're gonna try and do the same. Just gonna fold this end in a bit. Oh, wrong way. And we'll try and cover that up. I'm just trying to cover it up. This will be fun trying to take off, by the way. And we'll just get a little bit off this side. And then that way we could fill it in with yellow. With yellow. I think I missed a spot right there as well. So, in theory, I should be able. It's a little messy. Okay, probably easier to stamp it and then mask it. That would have been smarter. Okay, so let's grab this and then we're just going to ink it, especially on this side. It's got that nice textured flower look. Oh, I'm like, where's my take your pick tool? Yeah. Pull that off because it's nice and dirty. And now you can go in with a dabber like and some daffodil delight or crushed curry or lemon lolly, whatever yellow you like. And I have mine here because I brought them to the event. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to add some yellow in there. Get some of that blue out of the way first. Oh, now it's going to get all over my hand. That's smart. So we'll just take our corner of our chamois here and clean that off because I just smeared blue on it. Oh, this is tedious. Now, you don't have to do this. A lot of the other, there's a couple of people are like, no thanks. Oh, and I got blue in there. And that's fine. We'll clean it out. Do you know how to clean out ink, by the way? I should have asked that. And so what you do is you just take a paper towel and you suck out all that ink. Or you could take your chamois and do it too. But when you dab it, it actually pulls out all the ink. And all that blue will come out. And then just take your re-inker. Just take your re-inker and then re-ink. So that most of it's gone. Let's see. Yeah, most of it's gone. So we will just re-ink that later. And then we'll just take this and fit it on there. as best as we can because it's going to be slightly bigger, as you can see. And there you go. Okay, so it's a little messy, but that's okay. So I'm going to just take my right marker and touch up where I can, which is here, right on those first few letters. And then I'm going to take my blending pen and I'm going to touch it up right in there. And I don't mind if that blue is all streaky in there because I like the look of that, but I'm just filling it in. Okay, so let's clean this up. It's blue ink and I know we're going to use this again. Just taking my chamois to it, getting it all clean. We'll leave it because I know I'm going to use it again. And I'm going to use this one again too. So I might as well get that done. Okay, clean my hands. Look at my hands. Now they're all blue. So hopefully dried blue. Okay, so now we come in with our fancy dancy. Now you only want to put glue here. Because if you put it anywhere else, then the card will not open, right? Let's get this out of the way. I'm a lot higher than I thought. So, oh wow. Must be really windy because I can hear the train tooting its horn. Okay, so then we want this to go in and fit right inside that circle hole that we created. And it should fit perfectly. So that's the nice thing about liquid too, is you can adjust it. And then now you have that pop. So now you have that pop up there that goes like this. And you're done. But we're really not. So then we're going to fix this guy. So I'm going to grab my mini trimmer because life is just easier with it. And we're going to trim off a quarter on this side. So let's start with, I'll do an eighth and see where that gets us. And then I'll do another little bit from the bottom. And let's see if we get a better fit per se. Yep, and we do. Wow, that was pretty impressive. So now we're going to take, wasn't expecting that. So now we're going to take dimensionals. And yes, Lisa, I forgot to give you your pack of dimensionals. So good thing I'm seeing you on Saturday because then I can give it to you then. We're having team gathering. It's our annual celebration of kicking off the new catalog or the new Stampin' Up year. And so I always like to treat my team to a nice dinner or brunch or whatever dates we time or we choose. And then we do some recognition, we hang out. So those that were active during the 2024 to 2025 Stampin' Up year. The Stampin' Up year doesn't actually go January to December. It doesn't have an annual fiscal year. Its fiscal year is actually September to October. I know it's really weird. And so it kind of throws us off, and then so we always celebrate in October. There we go. Okay, so there's our front. Oh, it's very crooked. Hang on. That does not bode well. Oh my gosh, my fingers are just like blue. Huh. You know what that means? Good stamping happening here. Why are we... I was surprised that stuck on very well. What is going on? Okay. Let's try that again. Sorry, I just got to get my head in here because for some reason that just did not work very well. Okay, that's better. Phew. Alrighty. So now we have that. So I did say, hey, let's add in a few more colors. Or let's add in a few more sentiments. Where's my balmy blue? And I said, oh, bring Bowl Party or Balmy Blue, something like that. And then we'll stamp the inside. So, we can. So let's grab the word love. And we're just going to stamp love down here. And then I think I took the heart as well. So we'll add that to the back. And we'll stamp the heart off to the side. And then let's use hope. And we'll add hope to the top. I hope my aunt gets better, but she's got stage 4 cancer. And so my cousins from California showed up. So that's kind of nice. But it always takes a bad or sad moment. So the last time they were here was my mom's funeral. So now they're here again. So they'll be coming by on Sunday. Busy weekend, I'm telling you. Always. And there we have it. So let's add some gems if we want. So we played around with a bunch yesterday. So let's just do, I've got some dark blue here, but I think it's too much. So let's just do some clear. I keep looking for my take your pick tool and it's not here because I know where it is. But I'll try and use my fingernails, which are kind of long right now anyway. Oops. So yeah. So what's your plans for the weekend? You're watching all the sports teams kick butt. We're pretty busy this weekend with activities, so feel free to share in the chat. And my next cancer fundraiser will obviously be in October, and it's going to be during our retreat, I think. I might be able to swing another day, but hey, we're all there already, so why not celebrate together? Okay, so that's it. So friends don't let friends fight cancer. Support, strength, heart, hope, survive, believe, and then you have. So they still have plenty of space to more journal. So then when it stands up, you have all that little bit of extra that you get to see in there throughout the card. So I hope you like it. Try it out yourself with any sense that you have and give it a go. Okay, so card number 2 is pink. So pink is obviously breast cancer. So this one is a simple one again. So all we did was layer different pink colors. And then we got a couple pieces here from the celebratory sips bundle. So you could use either side, flowers or I don't know what these are, petals, I guess. So some people chose to use the flowers because it was prettier. It is prettier, but I wanted something a little more subtle and more monotone and pink on pink. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to put that there because that's where that goes. So we're going to stamp. Did I stamp on the inside of this one? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to take our big one again, and I used Flirty Flamingo for this because I found that Petal Pink was a little too much on the underside brown tone. I wanted something more pink, if that's such a thing. And I know this is going here on my right, my right, maybe your left, I don't know. And then, oops, let's get that the right way. And then we're going to drop this into the space that's remaining, like so. Let's give it a second, and then lift. Oh, beautiful. Love that gorgeous detail in those petals. Right? So you've obviously seen many people do some fun things with it because it's almost like a sun. So just cleaning it off because we're pretty much using it on every stamp set or every card we're making here. So if you want to repeat this again because you were at my class yesterday, now you can come back to this at any point in time because you gave your cards away and now you need more, so you can definitely come back and remember how that all went together again. Okay, and if you weren't at bingo, then you can just definitely have fun with these and create them yourself. And then this just sits on top. So we're just going to add adhesive to that as well. And if you wanted to put dimensionals, by all means, go ahead. I just liked the one dimensional because if I do put it in the mail, it's not as thick. And then we're just going to stick that on there. So, oh yeah, we forgot this one. So then this one, we're just going to use the small one that says it's okay to not be okay. Because it's true, it is okay. And I'm almost out of all my blocks. And start that. And we're just going to put that on the bottom there. Like so. And then this here, I just stuck to the top. And I felt like it was the banner was a little too big. So this is a perfect moment where you could just line it up and chop it off. So I'm just going to use mini glue dots instead of putting little dollops of glue because I will get myself covered in glue. That's just how it works. Liquid glue and small pieces and me do not go together. So I like to use glue dots. Okay. So this piece is like what, a 1/4 inch thick? So, or wide. This would be a great term to put it. And we're just going to go like that. And it looks a little off, and there's this little smidge. And then I'm just going to trim the top. You could leave it as is, actually. It looks kind of cute. But I trimmed the top. Let's trim that off. There we go. Now we have a smaller banner. And then that one's just going to go right there. So I'm going to use some more some more glue dots, and I'm actually going to use a mini dimensional. Where are they? Oh, I know where it is. Again, it's in my other kit. Okay, so we're gonna take this, and again, because I don't like to get my fingers all covered, and I'm putting it in the 3 corners except for one spot, and that is the one edge. And the reason for that is because I want it to look like it's tapered up. So, it's bent. So just add that there in the corner. And now that's flapping up like it's supposed to flap up. Okay, so then we're going to take some pink, whatever you got in your stash of gems. And we're going to add some strawberry slush on there. So, do we want to go dark? Do we want to go light? Let's go light. So, let's just put them. Oh, come on. Come off. I'm using my clean scissors, the wrong scissors. Wrong ones. I have ones that are for glue and then ones that are for just paper. So I was using the paper. And then we need one more. So let's just use a biggie. And let's put that one over there. Okay, now I'm going to add dimensional to the back of this. There's like one in the middle. Right. And where did my card base go? Oh, there it is. I'm like, where is it? And then we're gonna stick that on. So on this one, I'm going to put thank you on the inside, which says thank you for supporting my battle or supporting me throughout my battle. And then we're going to stamp pink on that one as well. It's always just such a hard time, you know? Just, there we go. You could also just cover up half of it and just put thank you if you want to, or use hope, whichever. Or you use last year's stamp set, which has some really great sayings and sentiments to stick on the inside. There we go. There's their second card. So that's two. We just finished two. Now let's do the others. So let me just clean this up a bit here. So the next one is a embossed one. So pretty simple. You can tell I just wet my chamois because it's squeaking. Okay. I know I cleaned this, but let's just give it one more time. So yesterday I brought my scrubby. Do you remember the old scrubby that instead of using the chamois? And, you know, I was surprised. Lots of people actually still use theirs, which is fantastic. I just choose not to because it takes up lots of space. But after we're done here, I'm probably going to use it because I just want to get into all those nooks and crannies and make sure they're really thoroughly clean. That's how I use mine. Do you use yours still? Okay, so this one was a fun one, and I think everybody got a mini sanding block because this is two-tone. This is two-tone gorgeous grape. So it comes in 12 by 12, and you can see some of it already. And so we use the Sunflower 3D embossing folder, which is currently on back order again as well. So then I gave everybody a mini block. I don't have a mini block here. I'm just going to use my big one. This is like seriously so old. I believe I got it from Stampin' Up years ago. And because they used to have two-tone paper constantly, like all the time. When they had their scrapbooking line, then it disappeared. So all we're going to do is we're going to rough up the surface. And what the two-tone means is it's dark on one side, light on the other. So you can see the difference. One is darker, one is lighter. So you could pick whichever side you want. But then what happens is it has a white core on the inside. So then when you sand it, and you know, we're going to cover quite a bit of it, that white starts to pop out. And I'm just giving it a light sand. I'm not forcing with a heavy hand or anything like that. But it's literally sanding all those high pieces, right? Like the pieces that are up top. So we can go in there too and get some of those petals. I think everybody had a lot of fun with this one. Because they're like, some people have never sanded before on their paper. So it was new to them. Okay. So you can go as much as you want, as little as you want. You can really get in there. And I think I'm good with that. Because we're going to cover it with a circle anyway. So then we took one of these big circles from Textured Notes. And we're going to heat emboss it. So let's get our embossing buddy and get all that grease and maybe some oil off of my hands, off of this. Like so. And then that way nothing sticks, else the powder doesn't stick elsewhere. And let's get our Versamark. And we're using the big one again. So, get that out of the way. We're gonna just ink that up. We used it quite a bit yesterday, and I know I didn't re-ink it, so I'm just making sure. Normally, I would put this in my Misty or Stamparatus, and then ink it twice, but I didn't. So hold that there for count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And hopefully it worked. I think I missed quite a bit on that flower. Let's see. I think the center needs more. Pick that up because I'll probably just drop my finger all over it. Yeah, see right there? There, I see it. I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife. So we'll fix that. Hang on. Okay, just gotta make sure my letters are good. Think I'm okay. Then I'm gonna take a tiny bit and drop that in place, like so, because I know where it is. It's a big area, so we're okay. And then I'm not gonna move it. We're gonna heat up our heat tool. And I'm gonna blow it from underneath in that one spot where I know I piled a bunch of powder to melt it. Little tricks I've learned in my years of embossing. Okay. I love, this is my favorite part. Like, I think I seriously love heat embossing because I love how it just turns to that bright white. And with a big stamp like this, you really see it. Unlike the little words, you know. Okay. So if you never heat emboss, now is the time to definitely heat emboss. It is so fun. So much fun. Okay. Now, a lot of the lines are kind of blurred because of the powder, but that's okay. Okay. I'm cool with that. And then, so I'll just show you my, original. See? A little more stronger because I had a little more embossing powder. Sorry, just dropped mine. Okay, so now we're going to put a big ribbon on the back side. So we were using some of the retired clear, and it kind of actually has pink through it. And we also used white. So they had a choice of using the white or the clear. So let me do the white on this one because we already did the clear. Now I'm going to show you how to be really frugal. So I gave everybody probably a foot, 12 inches. Yeah, a foot. And you can actually be really cheap and frugal on this. Because, you know, it's expensive. Like, so much of it is just wasted behind here. So I'm going to stick a piece of suquang or double-sided tape there. This is suquang because I don't know where my tear tape is. Works just fine. And completely on the opposite side, I'm going to add another piece. And then we're going to take this off. Like so. Now, I'm going to be cheap by literally going in here like this. Let's see, more of an angle, I think. More of an angle and literally making my bow. So that's using up, what, 4 inches? 4 inches of ribbon? It doesn't look very good. Oh, and then yeah, and you can keep taking it on and off until you like it. Just trying to get my ribbon to the way I want it. There. That looks better. Whew, I'm way off. So, way off on my adhesive there. So we're just going to take another piece and secure that. And then grab our ribbon scissors and cut it. Now we don't waste that whole backing. So there's my ribbon, and then it'll be even cheaper. And we're just going to take 2 small pieces. Yeah, about that. So that's like 1.5 inches, 3 inches of ribbon. So we pretty much used, I gave everybody 12 and we only used 6. How amazing is that? I'm going to cut this in half. And then all we're going to do is crisscross applesauce. So we're going to put one there and then the other one there. And look, Look, how am I so off? Okay, I definitely put my adhesive in the wrong spot. So I'll just hold that there. Hold that thought. And then we have our beautiful, and no waste. So we just gained ourselves another 6 inches of ribbon to play with. Anyway, that's me being cheap. Frugal. Smart. Sorry, I'm just trimming my tails in silence. And then that just goes there. So we're going to use dimensionals on that. I'm going to pop it up. So then some people just stuck theirs on, and or yeah, they popped this one up, and then they popped up the base as well. Really up to you. I glued mine down. Oh, and then take it off on that one. Okay, so then we're just going to center that on there, like so. Perfect. And then now we just put it on the card front, like so. And again, you can use dimensionals if you like. Let's do it. Oh no, let's just use tear tape. So I'm going to use tear tape. I can find the end. I just like to use tear tape instead of liquid glue because it's so bumpy. Like, it's really good dimension on these 3D embossing folders. So it's kind of hard to find that spot where the glue can stick to. And yes, I am using something to cut it straight when you don't need to because it's literally tearing tape. Okay. And we'll stick this to the front just to make sure okay. So then that way if I screw up, I can still kind of sort of pull it off. Okay, so I think, so I always like to look in that corner and then the opposite corner so that if they're right, same spacing, everything else should just adjust. Oh, I lost my adhesive. There it is. Just pull that. And down here, I'll just pull this one. And then we're good. Okay. So we have our ribbon. So then we're going to add some purple gems to this one. We'll go with the lighter ones. And just stick that wherever. I'm just checking to see if I had a sunflower showing because then I can put it right in the center. But I do not. So I'll put one there. And then 2 in the opposite corners. There we go. Voila. And then we just need the inside. Okay. So then we'll grab this and you pick whichever one you want. So I have thank you out, so I'll just use thank you again. And use my gorgeous grape. Look how faded that is. It's blue and then gorgeous grape on the top. Because in winter my stamps were getting a lot of sun and I was like, what the heck? And then I realized, oh no, it's fading. So then I had to move all my inks and my paper because it was also getting my paper, so it's actually changing the color of my paper. I was like, that's no good too. So I had to relocate them all. Okay, and then we add that to the inside. And now we can say we're done. Yay. And we're almost at an hour, and we only have one more card left. So it was lots of fun. I need to figure out how to get more people out to bingo though, because there was only 12 of us. So the more that come, the bigger the prize. So, and big shout out to Melissa because she won a $50 Stampin' Up! Reward prize. And I told everyone that I'm not using that Stampin' Up! Reward, I'm using my own cash. So as a thank you and as part of, the event, because it's a fundraising event. So then Melissa gave me her wish list, but then she called me back after Oh, I'm missing a circle. Oh, right, because somebody made a boo-boo and I gave them my circle. So then she called me back after. She goes, you know what? I changed my mind. Since you're just using your own cash, can you just donate the $50? So my $256 collection from the class became $306, thanks to Melissa. So I was pretty excited about that. So thank you, Melissa. Okay, so I am gonna burn this one. So there's two ways you can do this. So you just need a circle or anything really. You just need scrap, to be honest. And we're just gonna stamp it twice because we gave everybody a circle so that they could cut it, and so one half goes to the wording, and then the other half goes to the sentiments. So let me show you here. So this one we did in Blueberry Bliss. So here's the one half with the circle, and then the other half. So this one's a little bigger. So I have an extra circle, but then someone screwed up and wanted to, I said, oh, just take my circle. So then today I forgot to cut one. Let me see if I have scrap basic white big enough. I might. Let's see. Is it wide enough? Maybe. Let's see. So again, this one was using the large stylish shaped die. So let me see if I can do that over here real quick. It's been a long week. I'm super tired. So I was so happy I could come on because I haven't been able to come on to Facebook at all and talk to all of you, share with you, fill up my YouTube channel with new content. So I'm happy to be able to do that today. And moving forward, it looks like most Thursdays, I have to confirm. Well, my son has practice, but on Thursdays, I just have to confirm that my husband can do Thursday soccer nights. Oh, I guess he has to because, well, maybe not. Because my son, my youngest one, has soccer all the way in, not all the way, but far enough, close to Christine at Layla. And so, but it starts at like 5. And I'm like, I don't get off work till 3:30, 4 o'clock. So that doesn't work very well. Okay, so you can put these two pieces together, or you can stamp them separately. Barb showed everybody yesterday how you can do them together, and she had a great trick. But I'm too tired and lazy, so I'm going to do it 2 ways. All I'm going to do is take this and take my edge. Ta-da! See? Just lining it up to the edge there. Oh, missed an edge or two. Oh, still missing. And maybe a bit more. There we go. Got a little bit there. Doesn't matter. And we're going to cut that. We're going to line it up. Hopefully that's okay. It's going to bug me. I know I have time to take that off, so I'm going to take it off right here. Normally, it doesn't matter. Just so you know, you don't have to. But if I can get it close enough to that circle edge, then it might make a difference. Otherwise, I just trim it. No biggie. Okay. So we're going to take this and slide it over and push down. And that's going to give us our words. There's our words. Okay. And then this half, we're going to ink up. Like so. And then we're going to do citrate. Our fleur. There it is. Wow. That's so pretty. Okay, I pushed a little too hard on the bottom corner, but that's okay. So now all we have to do, unfortunately, is fussy cut. Everyone's like, fussy cut? What? And so then we're going to take this one and stamp that there. So anyway, my cousins from California are here. So it's it's my first cousin, Razor, and then his wife, and then my cousin Razor's younger sister. She's my cousin as well. They're both first cousins. And so I'm really happy she's here because she's a nurse. I'm really happy sorry, I call him Kuya, which means older brother. My Kuya Razor is here because he's always been a nice rock for my dad. And it's funny because everyone thinks they're brothers because they look alike. And they do. They look a lot alike. And it's so everybody always mistakes them. But meanwhile, my dad is his uncle. Like he's my cousin. So it's just funny when people stop my dad, like even in another country, like even when we're in the States, they would be like, "Oh, is this your brother?" And my dad's like, "No, I'm his uncle." So yeah, he looks more like his kid. Anyway, and they're so close in age because my dad is the youngest of like 8, 9 kids, except for my auntie Lily, who now has cancer, but she's half sister, so she still counts, but she is the youngest. Anyway, they're here to see her. Um, so looking forward to seeing them, but they seem to always come when it's cold and when it's sad news rather than good news. So hopefully someday soon we can have good news. I mean, so I don't know where they got all the shirts from, but they came with purple ribbon shirts that says support on them. And I thought, oh my gosh, they're so cute. So they took a family photo with my aunt, and she's got hers on, and then her um, husband and granddaughter, and then my cousins and my dad. And I'm like, so cute. Anyway, it was very cute. I'm so happy that they're here. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. They're coming by on Sunday, so this weekend will be volleyball, craft, gather, and clean the house. Okay. What's your weekend like? Maybe, just me. Oh no, I'm gonna miss the Bomber game tomorrow because it's at 2 o'clock. I'll be at V-Ball and then try and get Benjamin home. If not, I'll leave and then he'll have to find a ride home from one of his teammates because I'm having team gathering tomorrow, which shall be fun as well. So I gotta prep those cards for tomorrow, but it should be good. Everyone can cut their own. Okay, okay, Smokey. We're almost done fussy cutting here. So I won't bore you, but I want to get this one done so that you actually can see how this goes together. Because it's a very common way to show off this stamp set. Okay, I tried to get as much of the white as I could off so that you don't see it. And then these two go together like so. Just like so. Oh, it's a bigger circle. I was supposed to use a smaller one. Ah, tricked me. She tricked me. So, I was wondering why I said that. So we can use a smaller. Let's do that. Smaller circle. Psych. It's probably right there in front of my face too. Let me trim that. Sorry this is taking so long. I'm a little slow today. But it's Friday, so, I don't get to sleep in tomorrow, but I do sleep in for an extra hour or two. So, that's kind of a bonus. No 5 a.m. wake up call. Be 7 a.m. instead. Okay, let's make sure I did that right. Much better. Barb's probably like laughing at me right now, right, Barb? Okay, so we're going to stamp that. Now, it's yucky on that side, so we'll just trim it a bit. Well, actually, I don't really need to trim it. I just need to cover it. Okay, so we're going to add adhesive right to the edge here. I don't know where my fine tip one is. My fine tip glue is missing. That's okay. And then we're going to just stick this on so that it is part of it. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, I want that. There's that little peak there. So I'm just trying to get that to the edge as much as possible. I should have probably used my silicone mat. There we go. And then I'm just going to add a little double-sided tape on the back just to keep that in place so it holds. Okay. And then that goes on the front of the card. So this here we did with the glass, and this just goes on top. Get this out of the way now that I got glue all over it. So let's make sure this fits and I'm not crazy. Can they see edge? Yeah. Okay. So then we're going to add adhesive to this. Just use whatever embossing folder you got. This one is the celebratory sips one that has the 2. Must be running out of glue already. Jeez, I feel like I just opened that one. Okay, and we're going to put that there. Like so. Where is my... And then we're just going to take dimensionals again and pop that up. I kind of feel like I want one up there. Okay, maybe it's a little too many, but that's okay, because I just stuck that other one in the wrong spot. Okay, so my original intent was to put this on, glue this here, and then here put the word. But then I said, no, I'm going to fussy cut it. So that's what I did here. So I did do some fussy cutting. And then I'm just going to take some gold. This is burgundy, so you could use a deep one or, you know, whichever. I just dropped that, poked myself. And I'm going to add some embellishments. Okay. And then I'll put 2 more in the bottom corner because I know I'm going to take that word hope and fussy cut it and add to it. So if I do the same here, so you can see what the finish looks like. I won't bore you with my fussy cutting of the word hope, but I will do that as soon as I get off here. Oh, it's on the wrong way on my finger. There we go. Ta! And that's it. So there is 4 cards for you using the Love and Courage, which we also use at Bingo. So you can keep this for your reference for the future if you get this stamp set and you'd like to create some. And if you have a different stamp set, then by all means go ahead. So there's the one. I'm just trying to clean up. What a mess. I don't know. Whenever I make cards, it's so messy. I can't wait to share scrapbooking with you. That's like more my passion. But there's the 2, the 3, and the 4. So there we have it. What's under there? Nothing. Okay. So I really hope you liked those and those inspired you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I may hop on tomorrow. It's going to be an impromptu. But, you know, we'll see how early I wake up. And share some more because I have lots to share. I've just been behind. So thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend, and we will see you again soon. Happy stamping.